Hi everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Crafts. Now this is the card we're going to make today. One day I was sort of playing around with colouring in embossed flowers, and I sort of got three, and then I thought, what can I do with it? And this was the card I created. I think it makes a nice birthday card. I've just stamped the flower again on the inside there. So let me tell you how I did this. First of all, I know I used Secret Garden, and I know this is not anymore in the catalogue, but there are lots of these outlined flowers now in the catalogue for using with the blendabilities, and that's really what you need to do. You have to have a flower that you can colour in. Recently I purchased a big shot, so I then asked online to see if somebody would sell me their framelits, and somebody did, so thank you very much to that lady. She knows who she is, and this is what I used. So the reason why I went for this Secret Garden is because of the flower, and because of course I had the framelit to go with it, so I didn't have to cut it out. You can obviously, you know, use any flower that has the outline, and then you just, if there are framelits or they're not, you can just cut it out by hand. And the sentiment that we use today is the "You are fabulous, you are a fabulous work of art," so that's from the Work of Art stamp set. Now, what I did, I took a piece of watercolouring paper, and on there I embossed in white embossing powder the flower. I don't know whether you can actually see this on there because it's white on white. No. Anyway, you'll see it when I start colouring it in. So you stamp the image, you ink the image in Versamark, then you stamp it on your card, and then you put white embossing powder on. Oh, my cat is going for it in the back here. You put white embossing powder on, heat it up, and then you will have the outlined flower ready for you to colour in. Now, for colouring in, you're going to use a pencil, some water, and a pencil, what I mean is a brush of course, and your Blackberry Bliss ink pad. You press it down in the middle and you get this pool of ink in the lid. I'm going to put this aside so it doesn't get any ink on it. Now what I did, I wet my brush, not too much, just to wet it, and then you go into your ink, and then you're going to start colouring your flower. Now for the first layer, it's not too important that you do it well. You just colour it in, and then as it dries we will then start to put, sorry I'm concentrating here, we will start to put the accents in. So try not to go outside the line though, so make sure that you stay inside the line of your flower. You'll be pleased to know that I have actually done 2 flowers already, so I don't have to do 3 flowers for you, but it's very important that I show you how to do this, because if you want to do this, then you want to see how I've done it. I've done it in different ways, but I find that colouring the whole flower without wetting it, I have also done it by wetting the paper. It didn't work so well. This way, where you colour the flower in one colour first, and then you add the accents, I find it's the easiest. Now, the white embossed part will resist the colour, so if you just wipe off at regular intervals the ink from your white embossing powder, it will stay white. Now I'm going into the ink again, but without dipping my brush in the water. So I'm going to have quite a bit of darker ink in here, and now I'm going to make bits that I want darker. I'm going to make those darker. So this is quite detailed work, but to be honest, I find it very enjoyable. Some people like colouring in. I'm not particularly fond of colouring in, but I do like this watercolouring. It's like making a watercolour picture, isn't it? Just a tiny bit of water there. You do have to get a little bit on there, but just make sure that you have lots of colour. And what I'm not going to touch those little folds again, so those will stay the lighter colour, hopefully. And I'm just doing the petals darker. Yes, like I said, some people, you know, the Stampin' Up! Now has the blendability, so you could do this with blendabilities quite easily. I haven't got them yet, and to be honest, I like this. I like colouring with pencils. I've always been a painter as well. I've done oil painting and watercolour painting. So you do need watercolour paper for this. Now this is a piece of paper that I had in my stack. Like I said, I used to do some watercolouring, so watercolour painting, so I have got some paper left. You don't get rid of that. So I am using that because obviously you use what you've got first. I'm sure I have used Stampin' Up! Paper in a workshop before, so watercolour paper, so I'm sure that, you know, it is a very good quality and you could use that one as well, but you do need watercolour paper for this. You can't do this on Whisper White paper. I have tried, and no, it was not, you know, the paper cannot cope with the amount of water, and you see it through the paper straight away as well. Well, that's okay, that's going to be cut out anyway. Yes, so you need to use a good quality watercolour paper for this. Just a few more petals to go, and I hear that my cat has now, oh yeah, he settled himself into my Stampin' Up! Box, which came yesterday, which I removed the items from, but which is still waiting for the paper that comes with it to be ironed, and he's now in there. It's quite a sight. I wish I could show you actually, but I cannot move the camera, so quite funny that he chooses to sit right there. So we're going to hear it every time he moves. Never mind. So now what I'm doing now is I'm putting in some more accents in the places where I think the petals are going to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to put in some more colour there. You won't always be able to see that straight away. It'll sort of show up as it dries. I mean, you could take as long as you want, really. You could really go for it and hang on a minute, let's see, there, I've done that, yeah. Okay, let's go over it with the cloth, just to get rid of the ink that's on the embossing. Okay, so what do you think? I think that's okay. Right, let's put this to the side. Now it's time, look, these are the other flowers that I've done. Okay, so now it's time to bring out the Big Shot. and we are going to put this on there. Find, I think it's this way. Find the flower in the right way. Put my top cutting pad on top and run it through. And then what have we got here? One cut out flower. Okay, so this goes to the side. I'll just put it back quickly. And then we've got our 3 flowers. Now, the next thing we have to do is create the frame. That's not very difficult, but you just need to think about that. So I took a piece of that same watercolor paper because it has nice structure. Actually, I did the flowers on the back where it's a lot more even, a lot more smooth. So what I've done here, I'm going to line up my edge of my paper with the first line here. So that gives me a border of about 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to start cutting. Yeah, so if you just put it past that line, then you get to 1 centimeter. Then here you have the same measurements. So then you put your point of your cutter on the 1 centimeter, and it's just 2 millimeters more than 9 centimeters. So we're going to cut all the way to 8 1 millimeter. And you stop cutting right there. Then you take this out, you turn it, you put it to 1 centimeter again, and that should be right, yeah. Then we start again from 1 centimeter, and you cut it to just below the 12 because it's just 13 and a little bit. Turn it round again, 1 centimeter on the 1 centimeter mark there, and you cut to just below the 8. Then again, so you do this for all 4 sides, and it works out. Okay, now you should be able to press this out. I must say I have done it a little bit too careful. No, it's coming out. And now, do you know what he's done now? I can't believe this. He's in my bin, he's turned it over, and all my bits and pieces of paper from the cards are on the floor. Honestly, that cat. Right, so what we are going to do now, look, so now we have our frame, okay, and there's just a tiny few whispers of paper on that, on the side there, so let me just, okay. First of all, I'm going to stamp the inside. Where's my ink? Aha, here. There we go. So that's that done. Now, so we've got our flowers, we've got our inside, we've got our frame. Now we are going to do the stamping on our card. So what we need is our frame is going to go there, and then we are going to put our fabulous work of art right there where we have space, and it's on the card, so we're going to, where it is now is where we're going to stamp it. So I'm going to leave the frame in position. I'm going to get my white embossing powder. So first of all, Versamark onto the stamp, and there are some cat hairs on there. How could that have happened, I wonder? And he's back in his box. Oh dear. Now, we put this down, lift up, and let's open up the, I have forgotten to put the embossing body, but never mind. Tap it around a bit. Yeah, so see, this is what happens when you don't use the embossing body. There's little bits of embossing powder that are sort of cling to the surface, so you just need to wipe those off without wiping the letters off, of course. Right, so that's that. Next thing is our heating. I'm going to have to, I have a problem. I have nowhere to put my, aha, yes I do. Okay, so let's have this. And we're going to heat up our embossing. Now I'm going to have to go off camera because my lead is not long enough, honestly. I've got my lights, you see, and they take up my electrical, and it's not happening. Yes it is, it's turning, it's getting there, almost. Let's have a look. Yep, that's it. Okay, so there we are. Now what we are going to do is we're going to put the frame into place. First of all, let's fold the card. Now let's put the frame into place, and we're going to do that with dimensionals. I'm going to put them on each corner. And then we're going to position the flowers, and then on the inside, and then we're done. So let's put the frame nice there. Then we are going to position the flowers, so one here, one on there, and one just about there. Yep, okay. So let's get some glue. This one goes here. I also like this flower because it wasn't too big, so I could do 3. And then this one needs a Stampin' Dimensional here. Put this one back. And some glue on this side because it's going to be lying on the frame. So let's put it like that. And this one we're going to put some glue on the top and another Stampin' Dimension. I'll use the one that the backing came off earlier, and we'll put that on there. Alright, now the inside. And let's put it down, and there we are. So we have our You Are a Fabulous Work of Art flower card. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We had a few hiccups along the way, but never mind, they got sorted out. We found a plug, and thank you for watching. And if you would like to buy the supplies to make this card, please do go to opheliacrafts.stampingup.net, and I hope to see you again in one of my tutorials soon. Bye!